Oh, what the heck is that? Howdy and aloha, everyone. This is James with Mana Talk. Thank you for being here. Aloha. Hello. Hello and goodbye with love. That's what it's supposed to mean. There's lots of different definitions of a lot of Polynesian words. But basically, that's what it means to me. So, aloha. Please like, subscribe, and share as much as you can. But here's what we got going on. I've got a little thing that's really bugging me about Iran and Trump. And so is his base. The NoKings thing, I'm going to show you a quick clip. Could have been avoided, in my opinion. And police knew of this Minnesota shooter ahead of time, which is really crazy. Is Palintir bad? Right? Is it evil? Is it wrong? They're not the only company out there that we probably subcontract with. Tulsi Gabbard, Department of National Intelligence, probably has other things. And the biggest thing, which I'm concerned about, is the Deagal report. If you know the Deagal report, you'll know that that's the report that says that 2/3 of the planet's population is supposed to be gone in 2025. That's actually a thing. So I think I'm going to start with, let's just see where we go here. Let me just look at this YouTube and see what we got. Iran's defense lines fall to Israel instantly as Iran's air defenses are just shit. They're terrible. They were all made. The Chinese supplied them with all that stuff. We maybe supplied them with a few things, I'm sure. But it didn't work out well for them recently. And look, like I said, the thing that's going on right now, let me just get to that. So I think that's important. I don't know. I'm in the wrong place. I want to go to this True Social, and I recently posted something. It was a True Social page. It's a little. People are just like, nah, I don't think so, bro. We just don't like it. Some posts. There was a little. Some people wanted to know what they really felt about it. The Iran thing. Let me just refresh this real quick. Had some wonderful news today. I'm not going to tell you what it was, but to me it's wonderful. I think if you're watching, you may understand that. Why isn't this showing up? I hate when this fucking happens. Okay. So we're going to go to my little post. Let's see if this comes up. See if it's... Maybe there wouldn't have been a NoKings Day if the Republican Party would have proved that January 6th was a setup and that the general election of 2020 was completely rigged. I got some serious bags under my eyes. Yeah, I'm kind of jumping here. We all know that 2020 general election, most of you know. If you don't know, if you don't get it, then they're probably on the wrong channel. But if you want to understand, I've got plenty of proof in regards to that. I've got slides, I've got videos, I've got documents, I've got a lot of information I saved from Stop the Steal process that was done by Rudy Giuliani and Sidney Powell, which for some reason nobody's talking about anymore, which is a travesty in my opinion for the Trump campaign. It's just surprising to me, and it's also kind of revealing. I mean, does Trump want to keep the deep state around? Does he want to keep the Demoncrats around? I mean, come on. You have a golden opportunity to just annihilate them and just take them off the map. Not physically, I'm talking about legally. With all the information that's been gathered by me, by this social media influencer or that social media journalist or that guy that's just like me, I'm not sponsored by anybody or anything, but I've got plenty of information in regards to 2020 and how they used COVID-19 to prolong these counting processes in pretty much most of the blue states and beyond. And then they were able to come up with these just crazy ass numbers. Crazy ass numbers. That didn't make sense. There were a certain amount of people that voted total, and then Biden was saying he got 80 million, and Trump's saying he was got 68 or something million, then they add up the numbers, and it just didn't come out right. There was like 30 million people that weren't supposed to be there. I mean, there's just lots of information out there. That's just a speck of it. But proving that wrong, and as I go back to here, I'm going to just show you. I'm going to play this again because I think I'm going to watch it on. What am I watching on YouTube? Oh, where's the sound of this? How is this fucking? What the fuck?
Prove that January 6th.
This has got. How many views is this got? Oh shit! Where'd it go? 15 likes, but it's got 1,500 views. Right? It's pretty crazy. I don't know why. I'm not a very good looking guy. Come on.
6 was a setup, and that the general election of 2020 was completely rigged. Maybe there wouldn't have been a NoKings Day if the Republican Party would have proved that January 6th was a setup, and that the general election of 2020 was completely rigged. Maybe there wouldn't have been a NoKings Day if the Republican Party would have proved that January 6th was a setup, and that the general election of 2020 was completely rigged. Maybe there wouldn't have been a NoKings Day if the Republican Party would
I'm not just saying. I'm actually just kind of telling you where we're at. I mean, all you need to do, this NoKings shit didn't need to happen. It's ridiculous. And what's really sad is, it's posted here. I can't, for some reason my Facebook isn't picking up my most recent posts. By the way, anybody, Leonardo Jody is going to be at Kansas City, Missouri on Friday, June 27th. If you want to go, let's do it. I got a few people I know that are going now. Let's get a group of people out there. I think it'll be a lot of fun, by the way. Can you see that? Yeah, you guys can kind of see that. Okay. But it's weird. I can't see my most recent posts. Okay, that one's pretty recent. I think it did update. Okay. Oh, yeah, I'm with Thomas Massey. For sure, on a lot of shit. The guy's, he's a Republican, but he's straightforward. I'm also with Matt Gaetz. Matt Gaetz is single-line legislation. That's probably the fucking smartest thing that we should be doing. Of course, we all know about the anti-vaxxers are kicking ass. We just made the better decision, and if you're a part of Montauk and you were paying attention, you would have said, you know what? He's got a good point there. They completely indemnified or made it so you can't sue the person that made the poster that blew up your house and caused the fire. And I'm speaking of the fucking mRNA vaccine. Just letting you know. Let me see. Fuck around, find that's pretty new. I gotta show this because this is fucking hilarious. All right. I'm really. It's like, where are you getting this impression from? And I'll get to what I'm talking about, but I got to show you this. So it says on here, this cartoon, I am a red-blooded heterosexual man. Nothing scares me. Ain't no god dang snowflake. You can't trigger me. No, sir. And then this right here it says, which is really weird. Let me just make that a little bigger so you can see it better. Alright. You can't trigger me, no sir. Pronouns in bio. And I guess he's scared or triggered or something happened? No, that's not the case. That's definitely not. I don't know where they're getting this impression from. right? I'm not going to do the disclaimer, hey, if you're gay, it's okay. Yeah, do whatever you want. But just keep this shit away from our kids. You know? Just keep the fucking pedophiles away from our kids. Scared, I guess? Is that what they were saying that this person was doing with this comic? We're all, and I mean all of us, are laughing at all of you, especially these delusional cartoons. We're more laughing at the fact that you are okay with putting tampons in men's bathrooms and that you want men to compete in women's sports and that you want men to go into their private spaces like bathrooms and locker rooms. No, they're fucking dudes. Look, if a fucking guy walks in after my daughter going into the, right? Going to the bathroom, that dude's, he's not going to make it out of that fucking bathroom. He's going to be wearing a fucking toilet on his head when he comes out. That's just bottom line. He has no right to be in there. And he's not going in there because he thinks he's a fucking chick. That's not the thing. And that's just completely delusional in the first place. Man, I'm not gonna waste more time on it, but it's just nuts. It's hilarious, alarming, and disturbing, yet delusional and fucking whack at the same time. Good for you. Go cross-dress Benny Hill style or Monty Python style or Kids in the Hall style. Whatever you want to do, that's cool, man. And go just keep it. Just don't fucking go in the wrong bathroom. And I just told you, just don't fucking keep it away from our kids. We don't want fucking trans 43-year-old bearded fat men in a thong pole dancing and reading sexually explicit books to our children. Toddlers, grade school, preschool, whatever. Just fuck, what? And that's Tim Walz. That's Kamala Harris. That's Joe Biden. That's the Demoncratic Party. They're like, they want that to happen. What? That's fucking crazy. That's just fucking deluded. It's not, nobody's scared or triggered. We're just fucking we're laughing, but also like, ooh, it's like, it's not really get some help or take medication. It's wake the fuck up, dude. Girls, everybody, just if you want to be a les, that's fine. Do your thing, enjoy, peace, love, happiness. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be gay, that's fine. But let the children grow. Let them, people do all kinds of stuff. Experiment, play around. There's relationships. They got threesomes. They got foursomes. They got sixsomes. They got onesomes. They got, and then they start getting this. What is that? The animal costumes. I forgot what they fucking call it. And whatever you want to do, just do whatever you want in the privacy of your own home or whatever fucking clever party you want to do. Good, have fun. You're over 18, you're over 21, you want to fucking party. I mean, I used to go to these pretty crazy ass parties in Vegas. God, I can't count how many times I used to go to things called, called Club Rubber. I got invited a few times when I was younger. And there was a lot of crazy shit going down. But I mean, that wasn't why I was there. I was there to fucking party, get crazy, do all kinds of weird things. Just enjoy myself. That's fine. But I was older. I was 20-something years old. I was just having a good time. I get it. That's okay. Just do it, fuck around. Fuck around, play, But this is just weird. This is just weird. No, nobody's scared. We're just laughing at you, man. It's just crazy. Non-binary. Okay, mister, I call myself a light pole one day and a fucking pineapple the other day. Whatever, I don't fucking... It's just craziness. Alright, let me keep jumping through here. It's just nuts. Oh, these experts. I've got to go through this real quick. I got to show you who these experts are, okay? Give me a second. This is important. I got to grab this. computer's taking forever to fucking do shit right now. What's wrong? Double click, stupid. There you go. Where is that? These are the people that he's talking about. Most of these people, I believe, is the people that he fucking said, see ya, assholes, fucking murderers. Oh, where is it? I just had it. Oh, wait, I probably passed it. Right? Nope. Nope. Oh, there it is. Okay. Copy. We're going to copy and we're going to paste it right here where we're looking at. Hopefully you can see it. Let me make sure. There it is. Fuck these fucking experts. Alright, I'm going to paste this below it. Kind of showing you my process here. There it is. Here's most of these criminals. All right. There it is. There it is. So, I don't know if you remember this. On October 12, 2021, vaccine never tested or prevented transmission. It was proven. So, this person here, this guy from the European Union Parliament, whatever, asked this girl, hey man, does it stop the transmission? She laughs and goes, no, doesn't. And then 7 days later, the people that Robert F. Kennedy Jr. just got rid of are these people here that approved. These are the panel that voted 15-0 to add the COVID vaccinations to the vaccines for children program, or the schedule. Tomorrow they vote to move to the childhood schedule, which is the school. You know, when I was a kid, we had 8 vaccines, maybe 6 or 8. Now there's, I don't know, 40 something, 60 something. Just depends on the fucking state you're in. Obviously, it's crazy. See right here. I should have centered that. Sorry. And then, so these are the guys that, this is part of the group. And now there's all their names. There's all the people that put this completely indemnified, genocidal poison out there for the world to take. And hopefully I was able to save your life from that travesty. Because I guarantee you, if you've taken it or if you have it in your system, you may not. You may have taken saline solution. You may have taken something totally different. Just because it is doesn't mean it was. Because there's a study I have, I think, in this channel. Oh my God. I don't know if they got rid of it, but I think this is important to say. There was, in South Korea, there was a group of doctors that when they first got shipment of the mRNA vaccine, they decided to get, I think they stole a pallet of it or something, but they tested it to see if it had and how much of the mRNA spike protein, whatever that shit is inside of it, which I kind of know. And they found out that a lot of the bottles were color-coded, numbered certain ways. They were created for certain people. There were certain amounts of the mRNA, and some of them didn't even have it. It was said that it was the COVID-19, thing in your arm solution, but it came out to be just like a regular like the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, when that first came out, they didn't have it. That's why Fauci went after that. That's why they went after and tried to take down and were against the Johnson & Johnson when it first came out, because it was just the regular vaccine. It didn't have the mRNA in it when it first came out. And then the hydroxychloroquine, they went after that too, which had been used forever. And I think it had a Nobel Prize attached to it or something. Ivermectin was very well known for a lot of things and still is great and still works well. So they had to take those three major things in order to create the Use Authorization Act. And once that happened, then they just pushed it out to everybody. So here, you take it, you mandate it, we'll mandate it, you mandate it. OSHA was in on it. I mean, it was just fucking, it was bad. It was bad. But that's who Robert F. Kennedy Jr. kind of just said, fuck you two. Robert F. Kennedy just said, you know what? Fuck you and these panels. Some of these people aren't even there anymore. Right? Some of those people aren't even there anymore. That's why Robert F. Kennedy took care. That's why they call them experts. So Robert F. Kennedy went after experts. Really? Fuck your fucking experts. That's all I'm saying. And then I put in there. Here's most of these criminals right here. I put in there. All right, good. All right, let's go down. I'm going to get to it. But, you know, there's just so much to cover. Wish I had a partner on here that could help me cover some of this stuff. I can think of somebody. This is an interesting point in regard to immigration. Breaking, Trump admin draws the line. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy just announced the Department of Transportation will not fund repairs for damage caused by anti-ICE rioters in the sanctuary cities. Excellent. Excellent. If your governor, your mayor, and the council, the Demoncratic Party side of it, is controlling that state or that district or that city or that county or the state itself, and they're okay with what, I mean, we're seeing cop cars destroyed. You know, I know a lot of people won't like seeing that, but I'm just telling you, these guys, most of these guys are just guys that work, right? And they want to protect and serve. But they also want to just upheld the law. If you want to have a peaceful protest, by all means, right? Go do your peaceful protest. But when you start fucking hurting people, or like seriously hurting people, and when you start to damage private and public property to the extent that it's just going to raise interest rates or excuse me, premiums. It's just bad. You know, insurance companies, oh yeah, now we're going to start raising more insurance. Oh, it's fucking, the whole thing's fucked up. His message is clear: follow the law or forfeit the funding. No more bailouts for cities that defy federal immigration laws, harbor criminal illegals, allow mobs to torch streets without consequences. Yeah, consequences are consequences. You got to take these people down. You got to put them in jail. You can't say, hey, you just can't get. You know, I get your anger. I get your triggered. I know the faker media is just got you all riled up because that's what they do. But doing what you're doing is not right. It's just you're hurt. And then you're hurt. I mean, you're throwing boulders and rocks and bricks with cars that are driving by that have police officers that have families. Right? These. I mean, look. I was a marshal, master at arms in the Navy for, I don't know, a few times. And I had to carry a piece, and I had to walk around. I had to patrol the ship, or I had to patrol in a station area. And I had to deal with drunk guys and drunk girls and drunk people. Usually that's the case most of the time. Guys, go home, go to sleep. Here, I even gave them rides sometimes, which you're not supposed to do, but I did. But the other thing is I'm going to say right now, they're just people. They're just working, and they really want to try to do the best thing for their community. I would say the majority of them, for sure. Yeah, you're going to have your bad apples. I get it. Everybody does. In any business, of course. But when you're throwing bricks at a car that's passing you by 30, 40 miles an hour, and you're stomping on vehicles, and you're breaking in and stealing merchandise, and you're just causing havoc and burning this and burning that and smashing this, and you're not really making a point. What you're doing is why would I be on the side of somebody that wants to be destructive? That's it. Why do I want to help that person that's not talking, using your words? Why would I want to be a part of a group of people that, the question I posted the other day, and I think this is a great question. I think it's in here somewhere. Yeah, it's in here. These are all pretty recent. This is good. Yeah, look at that. And then they got to fucking clean up everything. Power washers just cost money, This is funny about ICE, though. 2003, Democrats fund ICE all the way till 2016. So from 2003 all the way to 2016, and then Trump gets in the office, and then they denounce ICE. Denounce ICE again. Trump's still in office. Denounce ICE. 2021, Democrats fund ICE again, but then they go back and say, no, breaking funding record with ICE. And then this, and then they fund, they break, they fund, they break. It's just, they're just, anyway, it's whack. It's wacky. Oh, yeah, look at that. 308 Winchester, 1.5 mile target. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'm not that good yet. I'm telling you, if I hit something at 100 yards, I'll be happy. Oh, I like this, what this chick says. This is good.
Bought into the Trump derangement syndrome whole thing. I bought into the Hunter Biden laptop was fake. This prominent news organization, they must be telling us the truth, but no, they lied to us. And not only did they lie to us, they marched out dozens of members from the esteemed American intelligence community, including Jake Sullivan and Anthony Blinken, who said that the laptop was Russian disinformation. That was all a lie. That laptop was real as hell.
It was real.
I bought into the Trump derangement syndrome whole thing. I bought into the narrative
it's
that
crazy.
the
I'll
Hunter
buy
Biden
into
laptop
it.
was fake. This prominent news organization, they must be telling us the truth, but no.
No, they weren't. They're not prominent. They've never been prominent. This chick still has a little lib twist to her. It's pretty commonplace. Every once in a while, mine comes out. Yeah. So thousands of college students face uncertainty after legislators eliminate tax treatment. Okay. What that means is they took away illegal immigrants being able to get tuition-free college. But you, as an American citizen, teenager, or whoever, has to pay for college. How is that fair? You lived here for 18, 19, 20 plus years. Your parents paid taxes. You may have worked a little side job or done whatever. You've been to the store, paid state tax, whatever taxes. But this fucking illegal immigrant around the corner gets free college, but you have to pay the whole fucking thing. What? It's just ass backwards. It makes no fucking sense. Democrats love their slavery. This went viral. I ain't gonna look at that. Hold on. Let me see if I can. I gotta get to that post. There's just so much hypocrisy. Just the abundant hypocrisy of the Democratic Party is mountainous. It's gigantic. And people don't see it. People just can't see it. It's like they choose not to see it. They don't want to see it. They don't want to know it. Right? We know that Kilmar Obrego Garcia was shit. Just... They found the fucking Vance Bolter, that's the guy that went in and killed the Democrats that decided to vote against abortions or something. Yeah. And I guess it pissed him off. Yeah. This is a good one right here. I put this up the other day. This was on any person capable of angering you becomes your master. Right? I mean, if that person has so much power and influence over you, then they're your master. Right? If you just can't let it get like that. You can't let it get like that. You just got to be, I don't know. Just be calm, be cool. Don't let your mind get to that place. Where did I put that? Oh, it's way here. Oh, there's my dad's song. This is a good one. Oh, what this? Oh, this is one of my old channels. Let me just check. This is.
It's got blue gloves on with
I was
holes in it.
chubbier here. God, I think I was like over 300 pounds.
Gotta have,
Yeah, I'm at like 287 now.
right? And all these,
Maybe less, but
and
it
I think those numbers
makes
are
a difference
That
when
I
you're
don't
thinner.
think those numbers
I'm
are
telling you right now.
I think it's
really
a lot
makes a
worse.
difference.
I think they're going to hide the numbers
Yeah,
if
that
they
was
can.
huge then.
Attention to.
This was
lot of
2
shit
years
happened.
ago. I had 12
And-
views.
And
But here, let me get to the channel. Yeah, this is this is the one that I had right after this. This is the one I had right after, I believe. This is like my third channel or fourth channel. But there's a lot of good stuff in here. I think I'm going to put this in the. I should actually put this. Let me see. How do you share this shit? There's me golfing. Yeah, I got all kinds of stuff in here. Yeah, there's at least a couple hundred, few hundred. I mean, look at that right there in the middle. This is the guy you want to. Ah, Jesus Christ. Anyway. Yeah, there's some good stuff in here. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in there. It takes a while, but it takes. I mean, this is the reason I kind of get thrown off. I get definitely sidetracked, right? For sure. Yeah, look at all that. There's a lot of content there, man. Just forever. Fuck. Wow. Whew. Yeah, it's not easy being me. It's not easy being cheesy. Is that the one I was just looking at? Alright, so let's go back. We're going back. Anyway. I'll put this in the notes below this channel. You guys are welcome to go in there. And then, now I'm back at my original channel, thank God.
CFR,
Okay.
Council on
Why is this keep
Council on
popping up
Foreign
here?
Relations, and all these other entities that are out there.
Let's go to.
It's just amazing how we've let it happen. Nobody's even paying
We're
attention.
going back to the playlist. We're going to Monotalk.
Iran, often considered a major power in the Middle East, had its defense lines torn apart within just 4 hours. Its air defense system failed to respond as smoke billowed from nuclear facilities, and its command center were instantly disabled. On June 14, Inti, a popular account on X, posted about the situation, stating, Iran was caught off guard by Israel. When the airstrike hit, the radar stayed silent and the missiles didn't launch. Upon
Alright, where am I? Hey Cheryl, how are you? Good seeing you. All right, people. Oh, wait. No, I'm on the wrong one. Fuck. Hang on. This is the one I want to go to. Right here. Here we go. Bada bing, bada boom. So let's scroll down. What's interesting about this is the police were there and they let him continue. I'm talking about the Minnesota guy. None of it makes sense. None of it makes sense. Yeah, the police stood by and watched a mass Minnesota. Yeah, that's what's crazy. They watched that guy just go in there and do his fucking thing. Now, I think I was doing Deagal. Let me find that. Hang on. Hang on. Here it is right here.
There's more than that. I mean, as you keep going down this rabbit hole, you keep finding new things. So, Deagal forecasts different things, growth. And if we look at these countries right here, you see China. There's 2 dates. So you have 2017, and let's see if I go over here and give you the country list, which is down at the bottom, and 2025, and it's such a interesting, right? There are 209 countries listed below. View the 2025 forecast. And when they were confronted with this, because when you look at the United States of America, in 2017, population 327 million, their forecast for 2025 is 100 million people. So when they were asked about this, back, I think it was in 2017 or 2018, they said, well, it'd be due to economic conditions. They expect a gigantic crash to happen, and people will leave the U.S. But when you add all the numbers together, which I did, it shows there's about 550 million less people in the world than there in 2025 than there is in 2017. So 550 million people are gone from the world as far as their forecast. So when we look at this, here you see that top number in red. That's China's population. Now, here they're showing it's going to go down. And, if we look at that, we're looking at about 22 million people less. So that's interesting because originally, in the other numbers, it just showed it flat. India's population is going to go up.
I'll go to one that's a little quicker. Forecast 2025. List of countries. $99 million. That is what it's saying. The population is supposed to go, and these are just the. It's interesting. I brought this up back in like 2020 or 2019, somewhere around there. I think I was in West Virginia at the time. And it was really interesting because I was trying to tell everybody the Deagal report's kind of accurate. It's been around for a while. But all of a sudden, they just believe everything's going to be gone. Everything's going to be wiped out. 99 million people? That's fucking crazy. That's 70%. From 332 million people, that's 330 million people down. 70% of the population. That's where I get what the global pedo predator class wants is for you to be gone. And if you're watching this, they're probably definitely talking about you. Because what they really want, and here it is, this is their end game, is to depopulate poisonous food, poisonous drugs, poisonous vaccines, poisonous fucking everything, dimming the sky, whatever they can fucking do, nuclear, conventional war, whatever, because you're in the way. They don't need your likes. They don't need your support. They've got all the fucking money they want. You're in the way. They don't want to fly out to some other planet like Elon Musk and a few others want to do. They don't. They like the control that they have and the power that they have now. They like it the way it is, and now everybody's in the way. 2/3 of the planet is in the way. They want to get rid of you. There's no other conclusion. I've looked at every aspect, every corner, every dot. And ever since 2020 and COVID-19 came in, it was so easy to see. And then the Deagal report put it together. And the Deagal report predicts these things pretty accurately. And I'm really concerned about this. Right? Who else did a thing on the Deagal report? Oh, there's a bunch of people. There's a bunch of people that did the Deagal report. Right? A bunch. I mean, this was all over back in 2017, 2018, 2019. Maybe that's when I did it. I know I brought it up several times since then. I just wanted to show you it again. Right? James Corbett, one of my favorites. He did a little thing on it also.
Britons are just going to disappear off the face of the earth. This is incredible. Look at these numbers. This incredible population decline. Oh my God, we're all going to die. But wait, I wonder. I just wonder, does this, I mean, where did these numbers come from? And is there some sort of track record for these types of bold predictions that this site is making? Well, in fact, yes, there is. You can find a track record for these types of predictions on this site. For example, if you go back on the way back, I will include all the links, by the way, so that you can go and verify all of this for yourself. But here's the way back archive of the population forecast and other forecasts, GDP, military expenditure, and PVP, that they were making back in 2008. This is from December 2nd, 2008. Base year 2007, forecast 2017. And you can see all the numbers here of what they were predicting for all these various countries. And then you can compare that to the archive of what they found in 2017. So this is what Deagal.com was listing as the numbers for 2017 that they were displaying at that time. So let's compare some of them, shall we? So I mean, for example, we have Afghanistan. It's as of 2007, 32 million people, or give or take, going up to, in this prediction, 42 million. And then in 2017, you have Afghanistan at 34 million. So it went from 32.7 to 34, not 32.7 to 42.4.
Not that far away.
Pretty dramatic difference. And we can compare that with other things. Albania going from 3.6 to 3.8 in their estimation. Actually, it went down to 3.1. We can look at anything. Argentina, 40 million going up to 44.5 million. Well, where did it end up? 44 million. You can go through and play that game and look at every single one of these, and you will find that every one of them is at least slightly wrong. Some of them dramatically wrong. Let's see, Brazil, 191 million to 212 million in their estimate. for the year 2017, but in reality 207 million. So again, give or take 5 million people. These are pretty drastically, demonstrably, even by, and again, this is all coming from Deagal internally. So this is their predictions for 2017 versus what they were listing as actually being reality in the year 2017. They're wrong. They're all wrong. You could drill down in more specific detail on specific countries. For example, here is the United Kingdom from Sunday, February 22nd, 2009. This is what you would have seen on the Deagal.com website for the United Kingdom, where they were listing such things as gross domestic product, GDP per capita, military budget, population, etc. for 2000. This is, again, base 2009, presumably. And they were forecasting for 2017 a population of 61 million, so identical population, and GDP of 2.3 trillion, whereas in reality, oh no, we've lost that particular... Oh, in reality, hold on one second, and I will bring it up for you. Whereas in reality, they were saying in 2017, December of 2017, they were listing the population at 64 million. So 61 million, 64 million, GDP 2.3 trillion, GDP 2.7 trillion. Some kind of close, but they're all wrong to some degree or other. So
not that
this
far off.
Begs the question. I mean, this raises the more fundamental question about all of this, which is, okay, so there's some random site about which we know nothing. They provide no details about who they are or what they're doing precisely.
Yeah, they do.
But they're predicting, they're making very specific, down to the decimal point, prediction. Why bother even wasting our mental energies?
Well, I remember watching this, and I went to Deagal, and on my YouTube channel, I said, well, I understand that that a lot of their predictions, and you can go back and forth, are off, but not demonstrously, not mountainously, not by a gigantic margin. They were off pretty close to, they were pretty close. But in regards to, he doesn't bring that up, but in regards to 2025, they're way different. We're talking, instead of being off by 2 million, they're off by like 30 million. Instead of being off by 100 million, 5 million, they're off by like 60 million. It's a totally different number. And it's just, what? Why? Maybe they knew something nobody else knows. Maybe they were told, hey, this is what's going to happen, and this is how it's going to happen, and it's going to start with COVID-19, and everybody's going to take this thing, right? And it's going to just pick off everybody one by one by one, which if you go to VAERS, vaccine effects report, whatever, and you'll see that it has changed. And by the way, Cheryl, yeah, I'm getting to the Iran thing. But it would take more than just this COVID-19 mRNA, genocidal bioweapon. Because what we're seeing now is your DNA, what they didn't forecast or hope didn't happen, it's actually fighting. Right? But if you keep giving it dose after dose after dose after dose, which is what they wanted, they want you to get your like 10th booster now, it's going to have an effect on your DNA. And we know that. It's part of, we proved that. It's been all over Congress. It's all the experts, the real experts have came in and said, hey, wait a second, this stuff's shit. Right? So where we're at now is the body's fighting it. It's always fighting it. It's just a natural defense system that your DNA or your at a surprisingly micro level that maybe we didn't know. DNA is pretty small. It's really down in there deep, but there's quirks and all kinds of other smaller pieces to the matrix or the matrix of the puzzle of your body that we are still learning about. And it's fighting these things. The body is much more immune to more things than you know of. Much more. It's just fucking amazing, and I'm learning more about that. But there's also other external ways, and that's where I'm going to jump from this. Just letting you know, Deagal's pretty crazy. It's a lot of people dying, like 2/3 of the planet's population. If the mRNA vaccine was to work and do what it was supposed to do, right, which we all know that it's about 450,000 people that have been seriously affected. There's a lot of people. There's much more than that. In regard to VAERS, because they're only reporting 10%, when before 2020 and 2021 on, there were like 70 to 80% of health professionals, hospitals, doctors, registered nurses that were reporting the side effects of a lot of things, especially the vaccines that were out there. That's what it was for. But then they were told not to go there anymore, and they didn't. And they're still so. If you had the real numbers, it'd be a lot worse, more worse than you thought it was. I can get that information if you ever want. Like I always say, if you ever have an issue or a problem, or there's something of what I'm doing or saying that you think, you're full of shit. That guy doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Put a comment in there. I've got stuff stored away in clouds and here and there and all kinds of places. And I can show you a lot of information that makes sense. It gets you to that same conclusion that there are some people out there that just don't want you around. You're in the way. When Trump said, they're not after me, they're after you, I'm just in the way. He wasn't fucking around. The guy wasn't fucking around. I get it. And these people that think he's just a numbskull and just all this other shit, look, I was there, but the guy's much smarter than you think. Depending, and this is where I'm going to get some information in regards to Cheryl in Iran. She just thinks that's stupid. And I agree. It's the people he keeps. It's Trump is going to make decisions based on his immediate circle. And I brought this as countless times in this fucking program. I'm going to tell you. The circle he keeps, and Mike Johnson's one of them, needs to go. There's a few people in his circle that I believe are very damaging to him and aren't making MAGA-type decisions, Maha-type decisions, Massa-type decisions, make America safe again, make America healthy again, make America great again, right? Make America pure again. MAPA? I think I just made that up. MAPA. I'm part of the MAPA group. Make America pure, right? Ma'i'e. Make America educated again, right? Okay, that's just stupid. All right. Here, I mean, there's just so much information in here. Yeah. And this was interesting too. I can't believe this. I talked about, if you go inside of this, my YouTube channel that I'm sharing my content with right now.
And never miss an update.
Wait, here we go.
News item of Nobel laureate Lou Montagnier, in which it is purported that the scientist claimed that whosoever took the COVID-19 vaccine will die in 2 years. If you have not come across it, claimed that whosoever took the COVID-19 vaccine will die in 2 years. If you have not come across it, then you can mark yourself safe from fake news.
Yeah, it's fake news. There's some numbers that are coming up in regards to how many people have actually died in the past few years. And the spike is going to amaze you. And it has nothing to do with COVID-19. I'll do a show on that soon. But Luc Montagnier, Nobel Prize winner, also said, look it up, I'll share it with you, COVID was man-made. And he also said anybody can make one of those. I've gotten answers on messages from doctors saying, the World Health Organization sends out this email saying, here's the structure, here's the formula, this is the way this thing works, this is the COVID-19 vaccine. And everybody looks at it and goes, oh, okay, that's it. We better start fucking doing PCR tests. Right? Which we found out didn't really do shit. And Carrie Mullins, the person that invented them, the PCR tests, surprisingly passed away just before, and I think July or August or something of 2019. Isn't that convenient? The guy that could tell everybody that the PCR test was a fucking farce dies. And then the guy that's telling you, Luc Montagnier, that this thing was man-made because you can't insert a spike protein into a virus like that. It has to be done man-made. It has to be done by a man. It just naturally doesn't formulate or grow or create itself that way. It just doesn't happen. And that's what he said on some French news channel, and I deciphered it out. You can look it up. But it's odd that he passed away. He died like in 2022 or 2021 recently. And I mean, it's just odd. It's just odd, right? It's all these cool. It's kind of like the body count of Hillary Clinton. It's just odd that the guy that was, Seth Rich and Lucas, the process server, couldn't be there for. The case had to get thrown out against a lawsuit against her. And Seth Rich was a person that exposed to Julian Assange and to Glenn Greenwald, the Podesta files, and all of a sudden he's gone, and some debacle. It's just they called it a debacle robbery. They didn't take his expensive watch. They didn't take his money. They just killed the guy. The body bags of the Clintons is crazy, right? It's crazy. And don't even get me started on Anne Hesh. Don't even get me started on Anne Hesh. That's a different path, but it's still in the same realm. Right? And you got to listen to this. I want you to watch this one because put this in its exact context. And what he's talking about, overpopulation, right? He's talking about overpopulation. And after that, I'm going to show you a little
In this year's
sketch
annual
I
letter, Melinda and I take the toughest questions we get asked and give our answers. One that's come up for a long time is, as we make the world healthier, is the population going to get so big that feeding everybody and maintaining the environment is going to be impossible?
I don't even need to go on. I really don't. But I am.
Here we can see a chart that looks at the total world population over the last several hundred years. And at first glance, this is a bit scary. We go from less than 1 billion in 1800, and then 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7.4 billion where we are today is happening even faster. So Melinda and I wondered whether providing new medicines and keeping children alive, would that create more of a population problem? What we found out is that as health improves, families choose to have less children.
What? Oh, yeah. Dude, how in the fuck is this guy? By the way, Appeal, did I say that? Appeal just got approved. I think it's right here. Let me see if I can play it. And this was... Yeah, this is it right here.
I'm Christina Ohio in Dallas, and here are your top stories. Bill Gates' appeal coating has been approved to be used on organic foods. The problem is it contains mono and diglycerides, and the manufacturing process for appeal may involve solvents like ethyl acetate, heptane, and trace heavy metals. Mono and diglycerides are explicitly banned to be used on organic foods by the USDA. However, I'm Christina Owayo in Dallas, and here are your top stories. Bill Gates' appeal coating has been approved to be used on organic foods. The problem is it contains mono and diglycerides, and the manufacturing process for appeal may involve solvents like ethyl acetate, heptane, and trace heavy metals. Mono and diglycerides are explicitly banned to be used on organic foods by the USDA. However, regulators approved appeal as a fungicide, not a coating.
Okay, so where is Robert F. Kennedy with it? Well, how in the heck does this guy always get the edge? It's just fucking crazy. This is a report 4 hours ago. This isn't... I brought up a pill 2 or 3 years ago and said, you guys got to stop taking it. It was on TikTok. It exploded to like 6,000 views. I put it out there. Once I found out about it, I also talked to the FDA, USDA. I've sent emails. I've went over that in some of my videos. And I've said, why are you guys vaccinating everything and everything? And what the fuck is this thing about cows farting, that it's a problem? And what are you guys doing about this appeal stuff, APEEL, that Bill Gates is creating that has just chemical after chemical after chemical that you want to coat fruit and vegetables with? And they had the worst fucking answers, and they gave me a fucking runaround. It was bullshit. And how in the fuck is this happening with the people that Trump wants America to be healthy again? Did Robert F. Kennedy Jr. miss this one? Or is Bill Gates, is his money corrupting the Trump? This is the fear. This is the problem I have, is that there are some people in the Trump cabinet that are that have waited for this payday. Oh, I put in my work and I put in my time, and I'm going to get mine, right? Just like the Demoncrats got theirs. And this is what I think we're dealing with. So whoever approved this, and I'm going to find out who it is, I'm going to throw it up all over the place with my 4,000 Facebook friends and my 2,000 freaking ex-friends, formerly Twitter, and all the Truth Social people that I talk to, just whoever I can, and definitely on this YouTube. This is fucking a travesty. How is Bill Gates still able to fucking do what he does? It's just nuts. It's just fucking nuts. It's criminal. Completely criminal that man, that genocidal maniac, is still able to walk the earth. Anthony Fauci, George Soros, Mitch McConnell, Lindsey Graham. Right? The list fucking goes on and on and on. Nancy Pelosi. How are these people able to be free? Right? Dick Schumer. Crenshaw, the guy with the eye patch. He's just shit. There's just so many people out there. All right. I brought this up a while ago. All right, where am I at real quick? I want to get back to reality here. Trump, I did the kind of NoKings. Police knew the shooter, kind of went over that. Palintir, I haven't gotten there, but Deagal, I kind of did. But let's get back to the list of I think I want to go more towards Iran, and this is what I was kind of getting to. When it comes to Trump's circle, and I keep bringing this up because I think I'm concerned about those people, right? We saw them, and they go with them. They go with Trump to the UFC fights and the football games. You know, who's really in Trump's ear? That's what I'm concerned about. Right? That's what I'm concerned about. How long is Clinton signed deportation law? Police the police let that fucking thing happen. It's so crazy. Trump orders all agencies. Now that's concerning. All right. This kind of gets me to Palintir now. And I am concerned about Palintir, and I'm going to tell you why. It's like wielding.
A lot of people with the California issue coming out saying we should use Palintir. Why? Well, we have this technology called Gotham and Foundry. One of them knows how to judge people's behavior, similar to Minority Report, which is kind of like a cool idea. And then the timing of it when it came out is right after what some of the people were trying to do with the government, DARPA, in 2003, that they closed and they said, no, we're not doing this program, which I'll talk about later. A month later, Palintir started with Alex Karp and Peter Thiel, but the history of it's weird. The most basic thing to be thinking about, the name Palintir, where does even Palintir come from? Do you ever watch Lord of the Rings? In Lord of the Rings, there's this thing called Palintir, which obviously a guy like me, who for sure is a nerd, I follow all this stuff very, very closely. The meaning of Palintir is seeing stones. It's this stone that tells you what everybody in the world is doing today. And they named the company Palintir. So they're not even beating around the bush. We're gonna build Palintir to see what you're doing today. That's kind of like somebody starts a, old folks home called Hannibal Lecter. And you're like, listen, send your father, send your mom, your parents are gonna be totally taken care of. And it's why you guys call it Hannibal Lecter? Who cares? It's just a name. Send them here. They're gonna live a long life. They're gonna be great. They're gonna be okay. Send them to our place, Hannibal Lecter. Little weird. A lot of questions that people have. We're gonna dig a little bit deeper into seeing what the hell is going on with that.
How long is this?
So if you give value out of this video, give it a thumbs
I
up.
want to watch it.
I'm gonna give you the notes at the end, so hang tight on how to get these. But who are your customers? So you got business customers and you got government customers. And when I say government customers, like a $113 million contract that they get from the government, including a $795 million contract that they got with the Pentagon and CIA, DHS, all of that stuff. At the same time, on the business side, you got Airbus that uses this technology with Palintir, that they figured out a way on how to accelerate certain things from solving a problem of production error from 24 days to 17 days that saved them hundreds of millions of dollars. Ferrari uses Palintir. Credit Suisse uses Palintir. Merck and many others use Palintir. So the technology of surveillance is actually impeccable. When you run a company, you want to be able to do certain things to investigate who stole from you, forensics. We're going through it right now ourselves, and we've gone through it for the last 15 years. You need technology like that, so it does that. But that's company, right, that you're doing that with. Now imagine the government has access to technology, medical records, how you live, what you do, what decisions you're going to make, Minority Report, based on the way you're living and the patterns of things you're doing. It's most likely that in the next 90 days you're going to get a divorce. In the next 60 days you could potentially kill somebody. That's the fear that the average person's like, well, listen. I'm like, no, this is great. Well, what's the big deal? It's just a company. The skepticism with 20-30% of people is that. But let me explain to you what it does a little bit so you understand it. So Palintir isn't just an improving old databases. It's building what some experts are calling the most expansive civilian surveillance infrastructure in U.S. history. Instead of scattered files and spreadsheets, the platform will use real-time data integration and artificial intelligence to profile behavior, detect fraud, and identify individuals or patterns deemed risky by the system. Deemed risky by the system. The system deems you risky or not risky. So the judgment's coming from the system saying, hey, this person's risky, be careful with this person, what we want to do with them moving forward. At the core of the project, Palintir's Gotham software, already used by defense and intelligence agencies, Gotham will now be used on the domestic front. It doesn't just track information, it makes judgments. That's the key. Judgments, right? It could influence everything from how benefits are distributed to who gets flagged for closer scrutiny by law enforcement and immigration offices. This is why they're like, let's send Palintir to California and let's have ICE use it to see who are these people and deport them. Why don't we use that? It's going to be a lot easier. We can track all their behavior and everything they're doing to track them and get them back to Mexico. You hear these conversations taking place. This has the capabilities of doing things like that. Now, the founder, the CEO, Alex Karp, very interesting background. He's not necessarily the biggest Trump supporter. He supported Hillary Clinton in 2016, but it's not a big deal. A lot of people supported Hillary Clinton. Remember, Musk just became a Trump supporter a year ago. It's not like Musk was a Trump supporter 10 years ago, 5 years ago. So the criticism with that, maybe, yeah, he wasn't a Trump supporter. Pro-surveillance reluctantly. Sometimes when he's doing interviews and giving the answers like, yeah, but we don't want to do it, and I'm a little bit reluctant about it. And then also wary of Silicon Valley. He criticized big tech for undermining democracy and believes companies should take clear moral stands and anti-authoritarian. Now, you could be anti-authoritarian. This guy 20 years ago was worth less than $1 million. You know what he's worth today? $12 billion. He's doing pretty good for himself financially. It's one of the most powerful people in America today that no one talks about, Alex Karp. You're going to hear a lot more about this name. But a contact, Peter Thiel, business partner, now relationship with Musk. When they came in and Doge started working with the government, Doge employees that were being hired to do the work, a lot of them were former Palintir employees. Now, why are they hiring Palintir employees? Somebody could say they're brilliant, they're very smart. Somebody could say that was the way they were tracking wasted spending. This is a report that came out about some of the employees that used to be working with Palintir. You see the names: software engineer at Palintir, the other one over here that used to work at Palintir. Again, now he's helping recruit Doge members. Somebody could say, well, what's wrong with that? When Elon was, trying to fix X, he brought a lot of Tesla engineers to help. Yeah, that's a valid point. But again, this system is one that goes surveillance and tracks all the data to see what you do. They try to do this back in the days. The history needs to be told before we get here. So why don't we just do that? Why don't we go a little bit into the history? And we know Peter Thiel, probably one of the most powerful names that doesn't get enough credit. This guy's brilliant. He was one of the guys that was able to figure out a way to put money into a Roth IRA that led to $6 billion that he didn't have to pay taxes on. And everything was kosher. Nothing he did there, according to a lot of the studies and research that was done. This guy was a pro-Trump guy. He at one point, I think, wanted to build a country on an island of its own, libertarian beliefs. Also, I think he's a PayPal mafia guy. Super, super brilliant. And he's one.
PayPal isn't your friend. Even when... I think... okay. Look, Pat here with Valuetainment, Patrick is his name. He's obviously putting a little positive spin on this. But this is the facts. Donald Trump is the now president of the United States of America. He wields the most powerful everything on the planet. And if he wants to use Palintir, he's going to use Palintir. If he wants to use Grok, he's going to use Grok. If he wants to use Chat, whatever. If he wants to use these systems or those systems or whatever systems. But it's ultimately, and I think this is the most important part here. Maybe you can kind of let you know that I'm a little concerned, just like Cheryl is and everybody else. When you have these kinds of power, you can get absorbed in it, you can get lost in it, you can lose yourself in it, you can, and this is where ego is important to keep at check, keep at bay, because it's how you wield that power, right? With great power comes great responsibility. That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. Just like Uncle Ben of, what was it, Uncle Ben? Of Spider-Man. That's what he told him. Right? With great power comes great responsibility. And he has the power. So the responsibility is his. So it's up to him how he wants to use these mighty computer-created data systems or mechanical systems and processes or social media or advertising, whatever he wants to do. It's up to him. And that's what we voted for. So getting back to the people that surround Trump, what is he going to use it for? Who's influencing Trump right now to put his faith so much in fucking Netanyahu is just disgusting to me. And I'm never going to be a proponent of that. I've been watching it happen for decades. I have been watching Gaza get slaughtered for decades. I have been watching the Palestinian men, women, and children getting slaughtered for decades. and the back and forth, and then we always get into, and how many times have I said this? Looks like we might go to war with Iran. And how many times have I said that? Looks like Israel and Iran are going to go at it again. And they do. They slap each other around. It's like fucking clockwork, man. It's just fucking like clockwork. It just keeps happening over and over and over again. And honestly, I'm getting sick. And what this guy said a while back, and I'm talking about Donald Trump, he said, I'm tired of the killing. I just want the killing to stop. That was in an interview. I just want the killing to stop. Well, let's see it. Right? If you want, negotiate. And hopefully I can find this, because I posted it and was on. Did I get that alert? Hold on. River, Minnesota. Fatal shooting to go before Judge Monday. Iran missiles attack 5 in Israel. IDF says it has achieved air superiority over Tehran. Yeah, we have, definitely. Trump welcomes German Chancellor Freshman Mertz, the guy who does coke with, fuck. Interest, information perspective, global predator class. So that's me. People are doing that. I posted something in here. Let me just go to my profile and see if it's... Okay, what did I resend? What did I retruth here? Oh, wait. Let me go to the top. Maybe I can... Replies. Maybe it's in replies. Oh, right here. Yeah, here it is. The Democrats have been talking about attacking Iran forever. They want that more than anything. The Democrats will love Trump if he goes to war with Iran. But they probably won't, because he's doing it. It's him. So they'll say, no, we don't like it now. But the Democrats have been promoting a war to go after Iran for fucking ever. And a lot of fucking Republicans, too. All right? The usual Mitch McConnell and Lindsey Graham and all these fuckers, the same people that are standing with Ukraine, just a gigantic money laundering scheme. But I said, the Democrats will love Trump if he goes to war with Iran, and his MAGA base will dissipate. Not a good move. And this guy, Real American News or something, does a survey on True Social. What should POTUS do about Iran/Israel situation? There were 4 choices. One was negotiate more, assist Israel, abandon Israel. Oh, there's only 2 votes. But still, I think that's what everybody wants. That's not really a big poll, but what I'm saying is, it's what most people do. We're just tired of it. We're fucking tired of it. Look, Israel's not my flag. Ukraine's not my flag. It's not my country. Right? It's just none of it's just no. We're fucking so done. I think I'll show you this picture real quick. Oh, it's way down here. I may not. Maybe. Right here. Right there. Wait, right here. Yeah. I'm not... can we fix here first? Inflation is getting better. Prices of gas getting a little better. Right? Eggs are going down a little better. Our utilities are still fucked. That's obvious. Right? We need to get out of these wars. We need to stop abusing our fucking national debt. We need to put a cap on that shit. It's just, there's just so many things. They still have woke culture and people out there fucking crazy sons of bitches. not my flag or my country. This is my country. I care about me. I care about the people I love and care about. My family, my friends, my neighbors, my community, my village, my city, my county, my state. And I care about fucking this country for sure. And I if you spread yourself out too much, you're screwing yourself. I just think that's the case. And, you know, what if China wants to jump in? What if Russia says, you know what, let's go help the Iranians? What if some other power, or even one of our allies, or, I mean, we don't really know what I mean, I'm sure they have a pretty good idea of what Iran has, but it could be very bad. They have missiles. They can go pretty far. It's just, stop. Fucking stop. Negotiate. We want to see you do your deals. That's why we fucking voted for you. Because you said you just wanted the killing to stop, quote unquote. So do what you said you were going to do and keep doing it, you know? It's that fucking simple. And if you want to use Palintir or whatever you want to do, just please don't use it against us, which you may do. This Iran trap is to get Trump thrown out of office. Yeah. That's what I think. I think that's a good assessment. I think that's a good assessment because, of course, if he jumps into that and the people around him say, "Oh, you should do it, sir. I think it would be a great idea," then what's going to happen is if he even goes close to it, the Demoncrats are going to say, "Oh, he's a fucking warmonger and he's the one who does this," and they're going to totally change their tune. They're going to be, you know, hypocritical like they always are again and again and again and again. It's just fucking, you know, don't get sucked into it. Yeah, that's a big issue with Trump with me. And I've said this 100 many times in regards to Trump. Dude, you're just a little too trusting. You walk around everywhere in these parades, UFC, whatever, all this stuff, and you just think, I'm just fuck. I mean, Butler, that, you know, they fucking almost, you were 4 millimeters away from death. Right? You were, I mean, it hit your ear, but just 2 or 3 millimeters to the left or to the right, whatever, you would have been gone. And still we don't know how the fuck that, we know how that happened. They tried to fucking assassinate you. You had 96 fucking rallies and CNN went to like 3 or 4 of them, and they had the biggest coverage of that particular one. I wonder why. I hope he gets my videos and just says, you know what, that fucking dude's pretty smart. He needs to, this is what, you know, Donnie, Mr. Trump, if I may. Sit back in your big fucking throne chair in the White House or whatever your favorite lazy boy chair is or whatever. And just go over all the people that are in your ear the most. Who talks to you the most? And where do those people get their information from? And decipher who's really there for you or for them or maybe the deep state. Because, as I said earlier, if you would have kind of focused on the 2020 election, and I've got tons of proof to tell everybody that it was totally rigged, right? General election. And I've got tons of proof to show you that J6 was a total setup. I could do that myself. Get me in front of a fucking jury, and I'll grab me, go get Liz Cheney, go get Nancy Pelosi, get whoever, and let's file charges. I'll fucking just jump in as counsel or help, and I'll say, if you look at this right here, she clearly states this. If you look at that video right there, it clearly shows that they were putting tear gas and smoke bombs or whatever on the other side of the protesters, pushing them further towards the Capitol. Not in front of them. It was over them, behind them, to push them further in. And to get them aggregated and all this other stuff. But then when they went in, they got the fucking... They were staying within the ropes and taking the tour. You know, I've got fucking Raccoon Man being led into one of the biggest, most important Senate chambers in the fucking... at the Capitol. And given like a tour with some other... It looked like a... Oh, the khakis give it away. Looked like an asset, because now we know there was 26 plus assets that were working under the Biden administration that were fucking out there. I mean, there's just so much information. It's just fucking crazy. There would have been no King's Day. All you needed to get one fucking person on that J6 committee, just one. That opens discovery. You know how that works? All you need to do is just let Rudy Giuliani and Sidney Powell continue stop the steal. America should fly the American. Well, we should have that should be above everything. I don't care what you want to fly below it, but it should be our priority. You know, there's a MIA veteran flag I think is important. There's a few flags out there that I appreciate, but not the rainbow flag. I just, the University of Hawaii rainbow flag, I like that flag, but don't fly it over my fucking American flag, right? No, that's a little... I think that's kind of important, Jordan. He needs to just not trust everybody. He needs to sit back and decipher who is giving him the information that they want him to hear or what he needs to hear or should hear. That's the problem. Is he seeing information and intelligence from the people that are just showing him this and that and not showing the whole entire picture? I'm concerned. Right? And whatever he uses, whatever process and database or fucking program software that he wants to use, Palintir, whatever, fucking, it's at his disposal. It just depends on how he wields the power. With great power comes great responsibility, and he needs to understand that. I think he does. I mean, he hasn't fucking... I mean, could you imagine Kamala Harris right now and Vance just sending all your sons and daughters to fucking fight in Ukraine? Because that's where it was going. That's where it was going. And you're damn right they would have fucking sent you to Iran too, for sure. It's come on, dude. I mean, I don't want this Deagal report to fucking be real. I want to make the Deagal report just a bunch of bullshit or a prediction by... I think it's just the globalists that threw that out there. The global predator class. And I've talked about their regime many times. They're part of the deep state. They're part of the World Economic Forum and Bilderberg, Chatham House, World Health Organization. Just a bunch of fucking power-hungry pedophiles, basically. It's going to be proven. It should be proven. There's just so much to fucking... that this administration needs to do. He needs to remember what these people did to him and tried to do. And understand that in order to get what you need to do for this country, you have to take down that party. I got to say that, number one. If you allow the Demoncratic Party to continue in any way, shape, or form, it's going to get worse. Do you think fucking NoKings Day was kind of rough? It wasn't bad, but it was not good. It will just get worse. You've got to start fucking, picking away at that. You have to start bringing down their castle. It's still there. Their fortress still exists. The deep state fortress is obviously still out there because they're funding all this shit. George Soros is still free. Bill Gates is fucking just put this poisonous shit in our fucking bodies now. right? You know, Pfizer, Borga, whatever that fucking dude, the CEO of Pfizer's hanging out with fucking with Robert F. Kennedy Jr. That should not happen. No, these drugs are bullshit. Nobody's getting cured of anything. Ask the American frontline doctors; they'll tell you. They're just suppressing the symptoms. There's natural medicines that have been around for hundreds and maybe perhaps millions of years. And if we go in that direction and really start to use the natural stuff that's out there directly from the core of the plant or the root, and use these things that have been healing the body for a long time. I don't want to get into all that. All I'm saying, President Trump, is sit back and ask everyone that's in your ear and that's with you every day, say, where did you get that information from? And is there more? Am I just seeing a piece of it? These are the questions you have to ask. You know how to make a deal. If let's just say you're doing a merger, right? Remember the movie Pretty Woman? By the way, in the movie Pretty Woman, Richard Gere was like 20. In the movie she was supposed to be like 22 or 23, and he was like in his mid 40s. Yeah, or older. He's like 20 something years older, but everybody was cool with it. Yeah, I'm not really big on the age thing. I mean, it doesn't really bother me, but you know, things happen. I get it. But what I'm saying in the okay, got on a tangent there. Mergers and acquisitions, okay? You have to do a thorough financial investigation on the company you're picking up. Thorough. You've got to know what they've been doing for the past 5 years, 10 years. You have to know their bottom line, what's their overhead. You have to know, the track of their employees, or they keep employees on for a long time, a short time, or they're employees. There's just so much to do. And you have to do that with the people that surround you, too. You have to investigate every single piece of information that goes in your head, Mr. Trump. You have to. You have to. Because you're the one that makes that decision. Will you get us into a war with Iran? I hope not. Are you going to allow fucking Netanyahu to keep beating the fuck out of these poor people in Palestine? I'm not for, and then I have to do the disclosure. I'm not a Hamas guy. I don't fuck Hamas, right? I don't give a fuck. But we got to just stop this shit. You're not making friends, bro. Let's try to make friends and less enemies, and I hate that fucking saying, keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. Why would I want that? I'm just saying, so you can know about what they're doing. Yeah, not right now. No, what you want to do, right? I'll say it, and I'll just end with this, because I've been on for a little while here. We are at the precipice. Yes, that's true, Jordan. We're always at the precipice, bro. I'm telling you, but these next 3 years that Trump is, thank you for bringing that up, is going to be is going to dictate who we are as a country, what we really are, and what we become. And I think it's important for people to know that we can't keep the lies hidden anymore. They're going to come out. We have to reveal, and we have to be careful with that information. Of course, I get it. But if we don't make amends, and if we aren't moving in a direction of transparency with ourselves, with our country, to the world, and what our intentions really are, because I think our intentions should be, hey, we want to voyage. Like you see in the movie Moana, we're voyagers. I'm a Polynesian. I voyage all the time. I'm moving here, moving there. I think the longest time, and I'm going to tell you this right now. I think this is interesting. The longest time that I've been, I think, anywhere in the past, I don't know, probably my life, was West Virginia. I think I spent more time in West Virginia than I had anywhere in one location, in one house. Isn't that crazy? Because my dad moved all over the place all the time. I've always moved, you know. I bought a house, had it for a year and a half, sold it. Bought another house, had it for like 2.5 maybe years, sold it. Yeah. I don't think I've ever been in one house for more than 3.5 years, and I was in West Virginia the longest. Yeah. It was good. It was fun. It was wonderful. Things got a little sour. Things do, you know. Things happen. It happened. I think what's important now is for everybody. You know, he's already hired. Trump's already there. We have to hope and trust and pray. I mean, that's kind of where we're at. You know, I've posted on social media. I've got a lot of people that are, you know, understanding where my positions are in regards to, like on X. I've got a lot of responses. I'm not big on girls, but putting bond on. Okay, that's a good one. Which one? Like, nobody is asking what happened to stop the steal with Rudy Jr. There's a big response on that. I gotta pay my fucking. Oh, jeez. Not a hearing. I'm tired of these dog and pony show hearings. I got a lot of people responding to that. This is the same piece of shit that says, yeah, that. The only rigged election was the 2024 election. Okay. Yeah, there's a couple of good things I put in here that people respond to pretty quickly. Let me see something here. I just want to check something. I'm going to get going. Oh, look at that. Oh, this is moving so slow. Oh, man. Don't believe that the hearings were finished. Yeah, I said that. I don't believe that the hearings in Congress do anything to anybody, as nobody's been charged with anything or been held accountable for anything during these hearings, quote-unquote hearings, ever. The frustration and intolerance is building quickly with MAGA, as not a single Democrat or a piglin has been or is being held legally accountable and or charged with a single crime or violation. Epstein killed himself? Seriously? I mean, Ian Carroll was on Candace Owens and said, wait a second. So, out of the most, and I've already known most of this, he just brought it back up. So, cameras went down, certain security guards patrolling weren't around or gone, just kind of missing at that time. I mean, there's just so much. And all they have is the aftermath video. They don't have any, we don't know what happened with everything. And we just don't believe it. The J6 committee is still free. 50,000 deported out of 50 million illegal immigrants are illegal, still free in this country. Now a single person charged with anything regarding 2 assassination attempts upon Trump. And the list, literally nothing happening, is becoming more and more pathetic, of no actual accountability. It's just getting up. Please tell me that the theater is going to stop, and we're actually going to see some high-level Democratic Party criminals in handcuffs, or at least in an actual court being prosecuted. Please tell us that's going to happen. And that's, people are liking this. People like this. There's 158 people like that. That's pretty good response. I say most of all, bring back and reveal of Rudy Giuliani and Sidney Powell of their Stop the Steal investigation, and expose that the 2020 general election was rigged. People like that too. All right, I get a lot of. That's trippy. What is this? Lindsey Graham, of course he does. Are you going to listen to Lindsey Graham? Okay, there it is. That's it. Right? There it is. I want, look.
North Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham. Senator, you were praising the president for his patience and seeking peace and going back to the table and back to the table. Yeah. You can't say that he didn't try to give them an out, an opportunity, knowing what the eventual outcome was going to be. And, he said, I told them it's a shame, it's a waste of human life, they can't have a nuclear weapon, and everyone should immediately evacuate Tehran. How do you interpret that, sir?
Well, I take President at his word. He gave Iran 60 days to do a deal. On the 61st day,
and everyone should immediately.
You see the guy on the right? Starmer, I think his name or something. So this is the same guy. I mean, is nobody telling Trump this? Right? Because I know Trump doesn't do drugs. He doesn't drink. He doesn't do anything. Right? He's just that guy. But there was an incident recently, and I think here it is right here. Right? It's not the full picture. Do I have the full picture somewhere? I think I got the full picture. I'm going to get the full picture. Because this picture got fucked up. Oh, maybe it's on the desktop. Hang on. Oh, wait. Who's this guy? What the heck? Oh, I know what that was for. Where is it? I know I used it somewhere. Boop, boop, boop. Chop, baby, chop, baby, chop. Chop all your love on me, chop, baby, chop, baby, chop. Chop 'cause I'm hungry. Where did I put that freaking picture? Come on now. I got so much information on so much shit, it's fucking crazy. In a good way, crazy. I gotta bring this up though. Let me post this real quick. Wait, let me just go back in here. So this guy, he gets caught, for sure got caught, doing drugs. The guy right here. And there he is hanging out with Trump. Right here. Where is it? No, that's not. I just fucking had it. No, it was on X, right? Yeah, right here. There he is, the same guy. On live fucking television. Him and two other European fucks. Yeah, this is fucked up, man. Yeah, Israel's going after journalists, of course.
Headquarters, they bombed it while people were live on air. And then here's actually footage of the building. And then they say, we don't target...
Oh, that looks real. No. That doesn't look correct at all. That does not look correct. I gotta tell you right fucking now. No. That doesn't look right. It's all metal. Yeah, fuck. I don't know, man. I like her. Liz Churchill. She's fucking wonderful. You know, I know somebody else would be thinking in this direction, I hope. God, it would be good to have that person on. Raise your hand if you want Lindsey Graham to fight on the front lines. You damn right. Get that fucking piece of shit out there. This chick gets ran over. Idiot. Fucking idiots. Anti-ice protesters block vehicle. Driver plows through him. There you go. Whatever. Portland is like third world country now, pretty much. Yeah, nobody likes this fucking bullshit Iran thing. Netanyahu says President Trump is enemy number one. What? Yeah, he's trying to set up a perfect false flag scenario.
You just said Iran tried to assassinate President Trump twice. Do you have intel that the assassination attempts on President Trump were directly from Iran?
Through proxies, yes. Through their intel, yes. They want to kill him. Look, he's enemy number one. He's a decisive leader. He never took the path that others took to try to bargain with him in a way that is weak, giving them basically a pathway to enrich uranium, which means a pathway to the bomb, padding it with billions and billions of dollars. He took up this fake agreement.
I can't even watch this fucker. God, he's such a piece of shit. The globalists have their cake and eat it too if they take out Trump, drag the U.S. into Israel war. Exactly. Alex Jones is right. Alex Jones is pretty spot on most of the time, I'm going to tell you right now. I'm not even going to watch this shithead. Governor Tim Walz, what a fucking piece of shit. I remember that. When will we finally vote this war pig out of office? Exactly. Well, I mean, that's what I'm talking about here. That's what I'm saying. That's kind of where I'm going with a lot of this is I'm just going to say this, and I'm going. I think I brought up all the stuff I wanted to. I'll just kind of summarize real quick just to make sure we're all in the right place. Iran Trump, stupid fucking idea. Stop listening to idiots like Netanyahu and whoever else is out there in your ear telling you to jump on this and go destroy and kill more people. The NoKings, like I said, should have, the 2020 election and how it was rigged. You guys have all the information. Tulsi's already talked about. She has proof, right? So NoKings could have been avoided. And everything else. The longer you wait, okay, the more that the Demoncrats and the Republicans and the deep state will have more time to rebuild. It's that simple, right? You could have avoided this, but you've got to get on them, take one or two or three of them down, some big names, get the cases out there. And then the thing about the police officer, it fucking killed the Democrats that voted against abortions. Obviously, that was a fucking stunt, and the cops let him fucking do it. I mean, what the fuck? It's not that nothing makes sense. It makes sense for somebody to pre-plan and orchestrate that. When somebody says, "Oh, it just kind of doesn't make sense," well, it makes sense because that's the way they made it. That's the theater. That's how they created it. And Palintir and all the other stuff that you have, Mr. Trump, I'm telling you right now, and I'm kind of talking to Trump with all this stuff. Mr. Donald Trump, right? I'm telling you right now. With great power comes great responsibility. You know that. But everyone around you could be putting you in the place that maybe they want to put themselves in and don't really care about you or us. That's deep state mentality. They don't give a fuck. Madeleine Albright. Do you think it's okay to kill 500 million women and children, 500,000 men, women, and children in Afghanistan? Yes. Sometimes collateral damage, blah, 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 blah. No. It's just stop. We don't want the Deagal report to be real. That's all it takes is, to, and they can't wait to fucking complete this mission. I'm telling you. Mr. Donald Trump, just the people that are in your ear, you've got to vet them a little more. You've got to find out where they're getting the information. Who's giving you this information? Where's it coming from? Right? I get it. But we can find a way. Let's give them a try. I mean, nothing's going to happen. You don't have to fucking, get into the fucking, the gun safe right now, do you? I mean, you don't have to just jump in there and just grab your fucking Mossberg and go to town. You don't have to do that. Just hang on. Try to get something. But if Yahoo fucking continues to antagonize the situation, that's exactly what he's doing. Then we don't need the distraction. What's going on with Epstein? What about these files? There's just so many things not happening. And the longer you wait, and the longer you fucking don't do anything, and the longer Pam Bondi and everybody in your cabinet just doesn't do shit to bring down the Demoncratic Party, the Republicans, and the fucking duopoly of the deep state, the worse it's going to be for you and all of us. And we know that. You need to know that too. So fucking get on it. It's time to get on it, man. Anyway, like I mentioned earlier, some really great news. It wasn't really news. I'm not going to tell you exactly what happened. I can just say this. It was like a blessing. It was, to me, to see that signal, that emoji, 3 of them, was just awesome. I'm just so fucking, I'm happy. I'm happy. Anyway. Aloha to everybody. Thank you very much for being here. I miss all of you. We need to get some more people on the show.